Welcome to the fourth presentation in the New England Business Group's Pre-Startup Series. This session will introduce assessing the marketability of your business idea, while the entire 7-presentation series will help you evaluate your business opportunities so that you can reach a go, no-go decision. I am Larry Gable, the President and CEO of the New England Business Group, and I'll be your presenter today. As we move through the pre-startup process, it's time to focus on the customer's needs. The marketing concept is a philosophy that firms should analyze the needs of their customers and then make decisions to satisfy those needs better than the competition. It holds that the key to achieving organizational goals consists of the company being more effective than competitors in creating, delivering, and communicating customer value to its selected target customers. The marketing concept relies upon market research to define market segments, their size, and their needs. To satisfy those needs, you must make decisions about the controllable parameters of your marketing mix. The organization's success is directly correlated to what the customer wants and how much they are willing to pay. The marketing concept, then, is benefit-oriented and rests on the 4 pillars being the target market, the customer need, integrated marketing, and of course, profitability. The New England Business Group has crafted a pre-startup process to help the entrepreneur organize thoughts and prioritize activities in order to optimize the idea development and research processes leading to a go, no-go decision based on market research. The result is an informed decision process that is geared to the realities of the marketplace. The net effect for the entrepreneur is to have acquired an enhanced information set upon which to build a business plan. The work and effort invested in the business research and analysis is not wasted, but rather immediately useful in the development of your business plan. The market concept module is the 4th of 7 modules. It is designed to help the entrepreneur focus on the customer and the needs of the customer. It provides guidance regarding market analysis, sizing, that is, sizing the market opportunity, understanding the marketing mix, choosing channels, and gaining a basic understanding of pricing theory, all of which are necessary for the generation of your financial projections. It is a capital mistake to theorize before one has data. A quote from Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. The process of planning and executing the conception, pricing, promotion, and distribution of ideas, goods, and services to create exchanges that satisfy individual and organizational goals. That is the American Marketing Association's definition of marketing. So let's look at the marketing concept. The marketing concept is the philosophy that firms should analyze the needs of their customers and then make decisions to satisfy those needs better than your competitors. The key is to make your company more effective than the competition in creating, communicating, and delivering customer value. The marketing concept rests on those 4 pillars: the target market, the customer need, integrated marketing, and profitability. So let's look at some pre-startup market analysis. You may have hit upon a great business idea and developed a feasible business concept, but you need to prove that it has legs in the market. The best way to do it then is asking your potential and/or current customers directly. A pre-startup company can test the potential of their idea by conducting market research. So let's look at the market analysis. The first is to identify the business environment and the environmental forces that affect the environment and the conditions that you're going to be selling into. So you need to understand the economic conditions, any legal and regulatory situations, the technology and positioning, what's happening, the state of the art, etc. And you need to be aware of relevant social changes as well as the natural environment where you would be knowledgeable of shortages, vulnerabilities, and things like that. Then you want to describe the industry and its outlook, the type of industry, the size now and in 3 to 5 years, the type of marketing practices, major trends, and implications that those have for your market opportunity. Next, you want to analyze the key competitors. How are their products relative to yours? What is their marketing position, that is, their relative strengths and weaknesses? What are their market practices, their marketing channels, their pricing, promotions, and service? If it's relevant, you can estimate their market share. You need to know how they react to competitions, and what are the implications then for your opportunity. Next, we want to create a target market profile. So we need to be very specific about who our customer is, the types of products they use, specific brands they may be using. We need to have an end user focus, and that includes any channel members that we may have. So we need to create the profile of the targeted customer and answer questions such as, who are my potential customers? What are they like as consumers and as business people? How do they decide to buy or not to buy? What are the important differences in product attributes that would cause them to buy or not to buy? What outside influences affect their buying decisions? And then again, what are all of those implications for our marketing opportunity? And finally, we want to set sales projections. And we want to use as many formal and intuitive approaches as possible and then compare results. And we'll feed that then into our financial projections for the go, no-go decision. So startups and early-stage businesses are notorious for coming up with outlandish sales projections that they simply can't execute. Typically, the problem revolves around building top-down projections rather than bottom-up projections. So what's the difference? A top-down projection takes big numbers like industry sales figures, city populations, comparable business sales figures, and simply guess that they can capture some percentage of the market, typically 1%. There is no plan or data to back up the claim. The business owner simply thinks 1% of the market sounds easy enough and uses that number as their sales projections. This is a great way to scare away potential investors. Bottom-up projections are built around things like website traffic, event attendees, street traffic, inbound leads, but basically bottom-up projections take real data from your specific situation as the basis and build upon that base. So let's look at market opportunity. So just what is a market opportunity? It is a potentially favorable condition in which a business can capitalize on a changing trend or an increasing demand for a product by a demographic group that has yet to be recognized by its competitors. For market opportunity to exist, a company must be able to identify who its potential customers are, the specific needs that need to be met, the size of the market, and the company's capacity to capture market share. So if we look at market opportunity, what are some of our sources? Well, we have some published sources, periodicals, newspapers, trade association reports, government documents, company reports, and then, of course, there's personal observation of customers, competitors, and the macroeconomic influences in the marketplace. Other sources include interviews with experts, such as managers of suppliers, managers of trade companies, managers of trade associations, consultants, salespeople, and potential customers. Then, of course, there's the primary marketing research, which are your cross-sectional surveys, panels, experiments, and basically asking questions of your customers. So a new product adoption cycle describes the adoption or the acceptance of a new product or innovation according to the demographic and psychological characteristics of defined adopter groups. The process of adoption over time is typically illustrated as a classical normal distribution or bell curve. The model indicates that the first group of people to use a new product is called innovators, followed by early adopters. Next come the early and late majority, and the last group to eventually adopt a product are called the laggards. So let's look at some adopter traits. Early adopters are typically described as curious, adventurous consumers who buy first, talk fast, and spread the word to others about the pros and or cons of what they have purchased. They tend to be opinion leaders and favor the new and sexy. Late adopters, on the other hand, tend to view innovation with a high degree of skepticism and show little or no opinion leadership. Many entrepreneurs and marketers fail to take into account that you must move from left to right in the adoption curve. As a result, they dramatically overestimate their market size and how much work and time will go into getting a disruptive idea into the mainstream. So let's look then at actually marketing the product. What do we want to emphasize? First is the relative advantage. We need to clearly and credibly communicate the product's advantages, obtain third-party objective endorsements if possible, and price the product to deliver benefit quickly. Next, we want to look at compatibility. Develop an understanding of the customer's lifestyles, behavior, etc. to minimize any required adaptation. Make the product fit in with related products. Make the brand or product fit the customer's social situation. Next that we want to consider is complexity. Make the product readily understandable. Strive to make the product user-friendly. Make the product at a complexity level not exceeding substitutes. Then there's testability. Offer a money-back guarantee to reduce the risk of trial. Make small quantities free or at a very low price, and provide incentives to encourage trial. Offer special incentives for durable items like test drives for automobiles, etc. And then there's observability. Encourage visible use by customers. Make it easy for others to perceive the product or brand. Create incentives for customers to encourage friends to consider a trial. Business takes place in a very competitive, unpredictable environment, so it's important to understand the competition. This can also be termed competitor analysis. Start a file on each of your competitors, including pricing strategies, advertising, and promotional materials. Clearly define your objectives relative to each competitor and the threat that they represent. Reevaluate these files on a regular basis, determining how often they offer sales, advertise and sponsor promotions, and revise the copy used in their sales approach, and the advertising and promotional materials as well. There are 3 basic steps that are part of this process. After you collect the data, you will need to organize it, then perform analysis and reporting phases. remember that the goal is to use the information to minimize your risks and give you an edge over the competition. Market characteristics that we're going to compare here are between the business markets and consumer markets. So the business to business, that is B2B markets, differ from the business to consumer, that's B2C markets, in many ways. For one, the number of products sold in business markets dwarfs the number sold in consumer markets. Business products can be very complex, and a single customer can account for a huge amount of business. Not only can business products be complex, but so can figuring out the buying dynamics of the organizations. Many people within an organization can be part of the buying process and have a say in ultimately what gets purchased, how much of it, and from whom. Having different people involved makes business marketing much more complicated, and because of the quantities each business customer is capable of buying, the stakes are high. So let's look briefly at customer perception. What affects it? Customer perception is a marketing concept that encompasses a customer's impression, awareness, and/or consciousness about a company or its offerings. The customer perception is typically affected by advertising, reviews, public relations, and social media with personal experiences and/or other channels. And we can see from the slide that the customer perception is based on the benefits and satisfaction that the customer perceives, as well as the tangible attributes of the brand or product in terms of style, quality, packaging, those things, which is also impacted then by warranties, company image, and many other attributes of the product chain. Let's look at the marketing mix. The marketer E. Jerome McCarthy proposed a 4 Ps classification way back in 1960, and that has been used by marketers throughout the world. The marketing mix is a tool used in marketing and by marketers. The marketing mix is often crucial when determining a product or brand's offer and is often associated with the 4 Ps, the price, product, promotion, and place. Other concepts have been suggested, but the 4 Ps remain the classical marketing mix. Now, for instance, there is a 7 Ps marketing mix which adds to the aforementioned 4 Ps the physical evidence, people, and process. And it is normally used when the relevant product is a service and not merely a physical good. So we look at the product, it's the item, the service that satisfies a need. The place refers to providing the product at a place which is convenient for the customer to access. And price, of course, is the amount the customer pays. And promotion consists of the methods of communication used to provide information about the product. The promotion comprises elements such as advertising, public relations, sales, organization, and sales promotion. Then there is the product. The product is defined as a good or service, an idea, or any combination. And there are business products and consumer products. And the considerations are things like brand name, packaging, labeling, trademark, warranties, and of course, how well it meets a customer need. And then there's place. For the consumer products and business to business or B2B products, there are 2 possibilities. The first is direct, that is, it's sold by the producer to the consumer, and that includes direct sales via the internet. And then there's indirect, where the product is sold by a producer to an intermediary who then sells to the consumer. Then there's price, that is revenue, that's price times units sold, is what pays for every activity of the company. That's the production, the finance, sales, distribution, etc. And the key to the price is to choose a price that will earn a fair profit and that equates to the perceived value to the target customers. Then there's promotion. This consists of 4 elements known as the promotional mix. First is advertising of any and all types. Then there's public relations, which are press releases. Then there's sales promotions, which are contests, rebates, coupons, all those kinds of things that encourage a potential consumer to consume the product. And then there's personal selling, and that's the face-to-face, the sales representation that is used to convince the consumer that the product will meet their needs. So let's look at the marketing mix variables. Marketing is simplistically defined as putting the right product in the right place at the right price at the right time. Though this sounds like an easy enough proposition, a lot of hard work and research needs to go into setting this simple definition up. And even if one element is off the mark, a promising product or service can fail completely and end up costing the company substantially. So you see the marketing mix variables in terms of product, place, price, and promotion. And we will move on then to promotion and the promotional mix. A marketing mix and a promotional mix have differences and are both important to your business. The marketing mix is a planned mix of activities. The ingredients in the marketing mix are the product, the place, the price, and the promotion. The promotional mix is the coordination of marketing activities, which includes publicity, sales promotion, advertising, direct marketing, and personal selling. It is a coordination of activities that you will perform to directly interact with your customers. The promotional mix goal is to inform, persuade, and remind your customer about your product or service. And we can see from the slide that this includes print advertising, broadcast advertising, advertising of all types. And the sales promotion then could be games and contests, free samples, trade shows, coupons, trade stamps, price promotions, signs, and displays. Then there's personal selling, and this is the face-to-face selling by a salesperson to a potential customer. And that then is also followed by telemarketing, where you talk to the individual. Then there's public relations, and that's the print media, news stories, public relations releases, broadcast media, annual reports, and even speeches by employees. And last is the direct marketing, which is really where you effectively go directly to your target market and directly to your customer. So if we look at the promotion tools, the objectives for promotion are build awareness, create interest, provide information, stimulate demand, and reinforce your brand. The factors that guide a marketer's decision in selecting a promotion mix are the nature of the product, the overall marketing strategy, buyer readiness, and the product life cycle. So if we look at the comparison promotional mix items, what we find is the promotional mix is the coordination of the marketing activities, which includes publicity, sales promotion, advertising, direct marketing, and personal selling. It is a coordination of activities that you will perform to directly interact with your customers. The promotional mix's goal is to inform, persuade, and remind the customer about your product. And now we have some questions and answers. Let's see, from the audience. Here's a question. Is the aim of marketing to make selling superfluous? Well, let me say this. The goal is to ensure the new business person knows the difference between the selling concept and the marketing concept. If the marketing mix being offered by the business is obviously superior in the customer's eyes, then there is no need to persuade the customer to buy it. We have completed part 1 of step 4 of a 7-step process. These are the main topics of the next 3 sessions. Please be with us for our next session, Marketing Concept Part 2, where we will answer the question, how do I price my product or service? Thank you.